And welcome everyone to Wizards pregame. Washington Wizards are hosting the Atlanta Hawks tonight. Tip-off's around 7. Jalen, what we have up on the screen is the last time the Wizards took on the Hawks. Remember, it's the last time they met. Washington won that game 132 to 113. Jalen Johnson, he's coming off a historic outing, recording the first 15-15-15 game in Hawks history with 21 points, 18 rebounds, and 16 assists last night in Atlanta's 134 to 133 loss to the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets came from down 23 to complete that rally. So instead of Atlanta showing up in DC, having snapped a 2-game losing streak, we saw that streak go to 3 games as they entered tonight's game against the Wizards. As I said last time that they played, Washington blew the doors off Atlanta 132-113. It was, I think, the only NBA Cup game that the Wizards did win. On the injury front, Atlanta, Jacob Toppin, Fali Dante, Kristaps Porzingis, Trae Young, and Nikola Durst are all out. For Washington, Chris Middleton, Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, and Corey Kispert. Some background information on Atlanta. They come into this one with a record of 13-11. They have 5 players averaging at least 15 points a game. Well, 4 once you take Trae Young out of that equation. Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker are averaging 20+. The Hawks are 9th in field goal percentage on the offensive side of things, shooting 48.3 from the floor. They're 14th in three-point percentage at 37.8. So they're more than capable. They do move the ball extremely well, leading the league in assists as a team at 30.6. Outpacing the Miami Heat in doing so, where the ball never stops moving in Miami. On the defensive side, Atlanta, 16th in the league, surrendering 116.5 points a contest. They are 14th in the league at opponents' field goal percentage at 46.7%, and opponents shoot 34.3% from 3, which has Atlanta ranked at 8th. They average 9.5 steals a contest. That's good enough for 5th in the league. So with that background shared, here are the keys for tonight's game. If Washington wishes to leave DC with the win before they head out on the road, Atlanta doesn't get to the line a ton, so don't help them in this area. They're just above Washington in how many trips to the line they take per game. In terms of how narrow that is 22.3 to 21.9. On the other hand, they're middle of the pack in terms of how often opponents get to the line at an even 25. So we always talk about the glass. It's one of the many evergreen things we talk about when we get to keys. It's another focal point. It's always a focal point, especially with Alex out. We have seen Bagley, Champagny, and others step up, and Washington's been solid on the glass for the past few games. This is also an area in which they're ranked better than Atlanta, however, only slightly. This holds true on the offensive glass as well, which is something we've seen a lot of teams that have had success against Washington. There's a couple areas we look in as what points in the paint, second chance points, fast break, things of that nature. And again, those second chance opportunities are something that typically hurts Washington. So that's another thing where it's another reason why this is the key, especially for Washington. If you're better than them in this area, don't let this be a night that they exceed, their normal level of work that they put in on the glass. So as always, first off, just start competing for 4 quarters. Attack the Hawks. Opponents do have success getting to the line against Atlanta, as we shared just a little bit earlier. You're really letting them off the hook and doing yourself a disservice if you settle for jumpers against Atlanta. Take care of the ball. I know you probably can't tell by my tone of voice. I have it written in all caps in my notes. Dyson Daniels, for one, is over there. Outside of that, he's a big part of it, but they average 9.5 steals a game as a team. Don't help jumpstart their offense. We know they're looking for get back. You guys, they were down a dub plus most of that game the last time they were in DC. Be disciplined on defense. They move the ball a lot. So you can't get caught gambling. You really can't be out of position. limit the late rotations. So those are the things to keep an eye on in the game for Washington. While doing those things don't necessarily guarantee a win, it definitely helps the Wizards' chances if they check as many of those boxes as possible. So you guys enjoy the game. We'll check in with you guys after the game on Wizards Outlook.